Mr. Louis Theroux.
Louis, oh no, I said away we go. Yeah, Louis.
It's like a Bruce Forsyth pose. Louis Theroux, ladies and gentlemen. Louis, I'm thrilled you're on the show. I really am. It's nice to have you back here at the BBC where I feel you belong, but what's happening with the TV work? You're not doing it anymore?
Well, I've been away for a year and a half because I've been doing this book.
OK, what's it called?
It's called The Call of the Weird.
Okay.
And basically, I'd been thinking about these people that I'd done these shows about. Before I did the When Louis Met, which the Jimmy Savile was.
OK, so the series of When Louis Met, you went and you stayed with someone or you followed them around,
yeah.
OK? But before that, you went out and you met kind of like weird... They were called Louis for his weird weekends,
That's right, yeah. And I spent time in American subcultures like the porn industry, survivalists in Idaho, swingers, things like that.
Yeah.
And just got to know what made them tick, people with different belief systems. And so the idea for the book really was just that I'd go back and see how they'd changed and dig up some of the characters, because it was 10 years since I'd started.
Now, this is a brilliant and weird idea, because a lot of the time I'd watch your show, and if you've seen Louis' shows, you know what I'm talking about, and you think, well, what did they think of that when they saw that back? Because you never stitched anyone up, but at the same time, you'd leave enough space for them to sort of hang themselves or to reveal quite a lot about themselves.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether they, whether they were happy to see you again.
Well, you walk a line, don't you? And sometimes, I mean, what's weird is that the people you think are going to like them don't always like them, and the ones you think won't like them, do like them. Like, one of the main guys I was fascinated by was called Jerry Grudel. He was a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated because it turned out he was a big fan of Are You Being Served? Which, I was a big fan of growing up.
Yeah, but these are guys who basically, these are neo-Nazis, so therefore, there's the obvious level of racism and dislike for anyone who isn't the same colour as them, the same religion as them, but also anyone who isn't the same sexual preference
orientation,
as them.
right.
So therefore, when they see
Mr. Humphreys, whose jokes really are relying, his catchphrase, I'm free, is a joke about I may be available...
I may be available for buggery.
For buggery. Yeah, maybe. And so it seemed odd for a neo-Nazi, the official Nazi line on homosexuality being quite strict,
yes.
To be a big fan of the programme. So I met him making a programme, and then 10 years on, I thought, where's he gone now?
But what did you say to him? When you asked him about Mr. Humphreys, what did he say?
He said... He looked confused for a moment. He looked like he'd been rumbled, because I think he likes Mr. Humphreys, actually.
Well, don't we all?
But I think he thought, there's a conflict here. How am I going to explain this? I could get in trouble with the authority, neo-Nazi authorities. So he looked confused, and then he said, well, chuck that part. They put that in for the diversity. He tried to explain it as a kind of PC thing.
Like it was a quota-filling exercise.
Exactly, yeah. And then in a fit of cheek, I said, why don't you try saying the catchphrase? I'm free, and then that was where it kind of...
He got nasty?
It got a little bit weird, yeah.
Did they beat you up?
No, he said, but I'm not free because this country's in bondage to the Jew.
Was that in Are You Being Served, that line? I don't remember that. Did Mrs. Slocum say that? My pussy's in bondage to the Jew. Some of the people you went back to meet, it's quite interesting, but in the series and in the book, the way you kind of stripped away the kind of the fantasy that people might have about a certain situation. I think a lot of young men growing up, when they realise that pornography is being made, one of their initial thoughts is, that would be the life for me, that's the job for me. Mum, Dad, I'm going to pack my bag, I'm going off to the land of opportunity and make porn movies, is that it? And I imagine, never having been on a porn film set, which you have, but I imagine it's a fairly depressing and quite clinical atmosphere. Would that be right?
Well, it can be. I mean, it can be all right. I've been to porn sets that were, relatively, I enjoyed being there, more or less. No, I'm not trying to... No, I'm coming round the other way.
You made this for the BBC, didn't you?
No, bear with me.
So that BBC sent you out to porn sets. I get stuck in a studio every week. OK, well, tell me, so what's it like when you go to a porn
well, it can be OK, but 9 times out of 10, then they're very clinical. And one of the discoveries going back, actually, was how more extreme... I mean, it was quite extreme when I made the documentary in '96, '97. But now it's gone absolutely bonkers. The sex acts have got so strange.
Presumably, though, because people get to a certain extent, they get used to seeing certain things, so you need to offer more and more and more, weirder and weirder stuff to
It's not about sex anymore, it's not about arousal, it's really about, get people talking. It's like reality TV,
So they want stuff which would say, have you seen this?
Have you seen this? It's absolutely shocking. And the other development in the porn world, of course, is that when I went the first time, it was pre-Viagra. Now it's post-Viagra, so it's been democratised. Anyone can do it now.
And then the thing back then was people being able to get into a state of arousal and maintain it was the kind of all they were really looking for from the men in those movies, because most people buying them aren't looking at the men, I guess, are they? It's a kind of weird trade-off.
I'm not. Are you?
I like to look at techniques sometimes, yes. Is that wrong? Sometimes I get quite involved in the stories emotionally. Have you ever watched one all the way through?
No.
I don't think any men have.
I don't think I've ever watched more than 3 minutes.
You need help, my friend. I mean, the fascinating thing about Louis' shows, and I'm sure you're aware of this, is the relationships that you sometimes form, or almost always form, an odd sort of relationship.
Yes. And
it strikes me, and I may well be wrong here, that no matter how awful the person you're meeting, their beliefs are, or their stated beliefs, almost always there's something you see in them, you do see a certain humanity.
Yeah.
And that's an unusual thing. That's something which I don't think we get to see much anywhere else on television, where you see people, you know, who you think, well, immediately, I know I don't like neo-Nazis. I can say that fairly comfortably. Yeah. OK, but you see the neo-Nazis thing, you think, actually, if you can take that away from them, they're not bad people.
No, it's
so
weird.
something's gone wrong with them. But, and that's a strange thing. So when you go back to see these people, do you feel a kind of bond? Are you fond of them, even the ones who are objectionable? You met a pimp, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I met a pimp called Mellow T, and I met him in the course of making a film about gangster
rap. No, he's genuinely this man. No, that was his profession. He was a pimp.
He was a pimp.
He had women who he exploited in the way that's the relationship.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know, you know, probably like a lot of the audience here, I'd never thought that being a pimp was a real thing, like a job that
you think of it as a kind of thing in 70s movies.
Yeah.
But he considered himself, that was his profession.
He was a real pimp. That was what he did. And he had a stable of, now I'm going to use the term technically so I don't get the wrong idea. He had a stable of bitches.
So that's what he said? Yes. That's the phrase that one would use in that line of work?
Yeah, and you say, well, the confusing part is that the women are bringing you the money, right? They go out and they sleep with men, they get money, and they bring you the money. But what do you do? What are you actually doing? I never really got it. The only answer I got on this was that it's a mystical quality that the pimp has. It's a form of hypnosis that they call pimpnosis. And only certain select individuals have it.
So basically, they
kind of brainwash them using psychic powers.
But then, you see, I would have... You're not doing it on me now, are you? I'm feeling a bit giddy all of a sudden.
I don't know if I have it.
I want to bring you some money, Daddy. What a weird thing, though. So when you go back to see him, when you went back to visit Mellow T, OK, which you do in the book, you track him down, don't you? How did you find him? How has his life changed? And how did you feel about him? I mean, how was... Because it's not a good thing. Being a pimp is not something that any of us would wish our friends to be, is it?
No.
Right.
It can get, you know, I mean, I think you're being very kind to me in a way, but you're implying that I've got a humane streak that allows me to see the different sides of people. I think maybe I'm a bit confused, you know, because I find it difficult. I'm with someone and I'm getting on with them, and I think, well, maybe the pimp thing's not a big deal. You know, maybe that's okay.
But you get seduced by it.
I get a little bit
seduced by it. And when you're up close to someone who's a fellow human being, and if they seem charming or friendly to you...
charming and reasonable.
Anyone who shows you any... Well, maybe that's how he pimps people. Maybe he was trying to get you in the stable.
I'm not being funny, but this is how they do it, and they're very charming. And he works a bit of pimpnosis on you, and you start thinking, like, yeah, he seems reasonable. He's saying... He goes, I'm about negotiation. I ain't trying to exploit nobody. He said, you know, come on, baby, go get it and earn me some money. But he's saying, like, you know, he doesn't say, I don't use force. It's all about convincing them, you know, using their free will. So you sort of think, like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But one of the realizations I made during the book was that I have a little bit of that. I'm not saying I have pimpnosis, but that there's the same kind of self-deception. Maybe I do have a bit of...
I don't think you do have... I think I can say safely you do not have hypnosis. And I'm not a doctor, but I can tell by looking at you. There's no way you could be a pimp. You look more like... You know what you look like? You look like Jarvis Cocker's stand-in. But slightly more handsome.
I said to my girlfriend, maybe I've got pimpnosis. She said, I think you've got big nosis.
Let me write that joke down. I'll use that next week. Let's talk about when you meet and hang out with someone like Jimmy Savile.
Yes.
The Hamiltons, OK, Max Clifford, these people that Chris Eubank. When you're choosing someone, a target or a participant or a subject, whatever you wish to call it, what are you looking for? You're looking for a certain otherworldliness, I guess, or strangeness. But what are the qualities that you hope to find in these people? Because you're investing a lot of your time and energy in that, aren't you?
It's almost like a certain firmness of belief, like that they have convictions that they're sure of. Because I'm quite an uncertain person, so I like being around people who have a sense of a distinctive lifestyle, a sense of who they are and what they're trying to achieve. And if it conflicts with reality, then that's even better. I mean, you know, there's only a limited number of these people out there.
Yeah, because those shows I thought were kind of had a mixed level of success. I thought the Jimmy Savile one was exceptional. I thought Neil and Christine Hamilton was great. The Chris Eubank thing I enjoyed very much. I thought it was quite revealing of him at the time.
You were in that one?
Very, very briefly. Yeah, he didn't like what happened that night when he was on the show. But he's a strange fellow, I find. I like him. Yeah. But he is quite peculiar.
He's hard work. He's hard work because he's one of the ones, actually, you think because he's slightly outlandish in the way he speaks in his florid persona that he's not going to, that you'll get things past him. But what he does is, like, you ask a question, like, when we were coming to the taping that you were on...
But this was an old episode of They Think It's All Over, the sports quiz, and he was on that. And obviously, we rip into each other on that show.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the show. And anyone that's coming on it would know that, you would think.
And he's wearing a little hat. I just remember he was wearing a funny little hat.
A little white hat, yeah.
So I said, why are you wearing that hat, Chris? And he said, you've let yourself down with that question.
Hold on. It's like he's in the bloody room with us, isn't it?
He said, you've let yourself down with that question. You think you're making fun of me, you're making fun of yourself.
You did spend some time with him, didn't you? I can tell.
I said, how am I making fun of you? You've let yourself down. You've shown me a chink in your armour. I have no chink in my armour. It's hard work, though. I mean,
but that's a kind of persona that he has developed.
Yeah.
And did you ever see past that?
Well, yeah, because then what happens is when he's very tired or if he's in a rush, he gets very Peckham. He's from Peckham. Yeah. So you call him up and you go, all right, Guy, how's it going, Guy? Yeah, wicked. Like he gets...
And does he then remember to put on the other voice?
Then you'll cut... Yeah, then he'll remember, he'll snap back into it.
That's weird.
When the camera's rolling.
That is strange. My son this week has had braces fitted for the first time for his teeth. He's now speaking just like Chris Eubank.
Is he?
Yeah. But he phoned me and he said, Dad, I've got braces fitted. I speak like you, I can't say the letter R anymore. So get your own gimmick. Would it be fair to say that what you're showing here is a kind of perhaps unhealthy obsession in fringe behaviour, in people who are, you know, out of the ordinary?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not really for me to say, but, you know, I don't care to delve too deeply in my own reasons for doing it. I just know that I enjoy doing it and it pays the bills.
Do you think you're a weird person?
You know, probably you're better placed to judge that. I've been told that I'm a bit weird.
What's the weirdest thing you think you've ever done?
I did once have an encounter with my cat Scratch that was weird, and actually I don't think it was that weird. It was just it was a bit unnatural. What happened was we had a cat called Scratch and we hadn't got him fixed. I think because we felt bad for him. You know, it is cruel.
So hold it. He was not castrated.
He wasn't castrated.
He was not. Well, they got neutered. And
he used to find it very frustrating. But
you know, I don't know if I like where this story's heading. I'll be honest.
Well, I was stroking his belly. And cats have 6 nipples. I don't know if you know that. But
well, hold it. Do boy cats have 6 nipples?
Yes, they do, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that either until I started stroking his. And I was running my fingers up and down, and I looked down and I noticed that he was aroused.
Well, you did what anyone would have did. You stopped.
Well, I didn't. I was curious.
No!
I also thought, you know, he's enjoying it and he's a frustrated cat. No, I didn't really think, you know, where is this going to go? But I did. I just kept strumming his 6 teeth gently to and fro, and then I really didn't expect it, but he did complete.
No!
It was a surprise. I didn't intend.
It was a surprise. I bet he was over the moon, wasn't he?
What can I say?
All right, listen. I would like to see more of your interviews on TV. I enjoyed the book. I'd welcome, you know, more work from you in that field as well. But I'd love to see you do more interviews on TV because I don't think anyone quite does it like you.
Thank you.
Any more planned? I know it's hard to find the right people to do, but...
It's hard to find the right people. I'm always looking for candidates. I don't know if this is the right forum, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but there has been talk of When Louis Met Jonathan and Jane.
I think, to be honest with you, I think that would be quite dull, really. I do, because we lead very normal lives. You wouldn't want to hang around with us for any of the time, would you?
No, I think I would.
We're not weird enough for you.
It would be in a lighter vein. It would be like the Paul and Debbie of our...
You're just comparing me to Paul Daniels. The book is called Paul of the Weird by Louis Theroux. It's out in October. It's a fantastic read. I really enjoyed it. And if you love the TV shows, it's something you really want to get hold of. And I hope you do see some more TV work from you in the future as well. Louis Theroux, ladies and gentlemen.